I'm just gonna do a quick video. This is mostly for myself, so I can find it later on. Um, about the tube screamers and different distortion pedals. I'm gonna test the Helix versions, but in case you guys don't know, a lot of times the reason in so many recording rigs back in the day you saw a tube screamer in front of a Marshall 800 or whatever dinosaur amp. It wasn't really to get more distortion. It was really to kind of get rid of all the mud on the bottom and kind of acting as a high pass filter. And a lot of times you'll see like more modern recording engineers, not always though, but because there is other stuff that these pedals do, but a lot of times you'll see people just putting a high pass filter in front of the amp. And some guys where they just the amps have this stuff kind of built in. But what I want to do is just take a look at what these things are actually doing. And I'll not just the tone, but also the level, because it seems to me on the Helix Tubescreamer, it really drops the level like kind of like crazy. So I'm going to put in pink noise. Maybe I'll do white noise. I don't know. We'll see what makes more sense here. And I'm going to put span up and Uline loudness meter so we can see these. Can I make a small version of this? No. Yeah, that's as small as that goes. I'm going to leave this down here. I'm going to put span. Make it as small as I can. Let's put this test tone up. I'm going to turn down the volume because you guys don't really want to hear that. Okay, let's see. Let me go for white noise. Expand. This turned off. Nope. Does this have to be playing? Nope. Well, it does for you, Lean. Okay, so I'm going to leave that playing. Why am I not seeing white noise? I'm seeing it over here. Sorry, I'm getting this. Do I need... Oh, okay, so this is post fader. Okay. Yeah, I'll just put it in here. Sorry. 1 second. And let's do white noise instead, or pink noise instead. Okay. Pink noise. Yes, that's pretty flat-ish. I think that there's actually a setting so that would be straight. No. What is... I know there's a way to get this thing straight. Sorry. Pink noise, white noise, even more tilt. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry about all that nonsense, but I'm just trying to get this. I want to get this in a way that we can really kind of easily tell what's going on. Okay. So now, put Helix native in here. And I just want to show you what's going to happen. I'm going to have to put Uline in there too. Sorry. 1 second. Load that. Put it down here. Okay, so right now we're seeing minus 16.7 ish. Right. So I'm going to turn on these distortions. So here's the scream at 808. I'm going to leave the gain at 5. I'm going to put the level, put tone at 0. So I'm just going to put everything in the middle. How about that? Let me make a longer loop so that isn't as annoying. Okay, here we go. And let me get some frequencies on here so we can see what we're actually working with. Okay. So everything's in the middle. I'm gonna turn on, this is the Tubescreamer. So we're 16.7 right now. Turn it on. And we are dropping. Just dropped to minus 33. So we dropped like 16 dB or 17 dB, or probably about 16, okay? That's a huge level drop, okay? Now let's see what happens when I change the gain. Doesn't really change the level, maybe a little bit. Turn it all the way up, brings it up a little bit. So I don't know, there's this thing that all the Me Too channels say, when you're using a plug-in or modeled distortion, you can't use gain of 0. You have to set it to 1 or whatever. I don't know what that's for. Let's look at the frequency here. So you notice, never mind the level, but take a look. You're getting a high pass filter a little bit. It's not taking out that much. You're definitely getting a low pass filter, right? Let's see what this tone control does. Okay, so that seems to be bringing down the frequency that filter starts at. Turn it up. Now, this did give a boost, so maybe this is just a shelving filter, but it seems like it's changing the curve too. Might be a shelf. Might be a peak. So that's what it's doing. That's what that tone control is doing. This is usually kind of where you see it set, somewhere around here, Helix guys. And this is the thing, like I was kind of asking for, general level, ballpark gain, whatever. When I'm in charge of recording for them and somebody says, use your ears, bro, I'll usually give somebody a warning for that, but I'll eventually ban them. People are asking for specifics for a reason. I know it depends. It depends. It all depends. It depends on so many things. And yet when you do actually go look at somebody's rack or their pedal board, you'll notice they're pretty much sitting on the same settings as everybody else. And there's reasons for that. It's like the 4-to-1 thing in recording for compression, right? You see 4-to-1 almost always just set everywhere, every compressor, except for special cases and stuff. But generally, if you see a compressor sitting there, it's probably sitting at 4-to-1. And there's a reason for that. We'll get into that if you want. But anyway, yeah, I hate that use your ears, bro stuff. We know that's the obvious answer. It's like, my tire's flat. Oh, do you have air in it? No, come on. All right. So let's look at what this gain control does. Okay. It seems to be doing a little bit of booster cut on the level here. It actually distorts. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's listen to this a little bit. Okay. I think it's like maybe a diode clipper type of distortion. Okay, now let's look at the level at its max. Okay, remember when we started out, unity gain, the level was minus 16.7. So even still, you're losing 12 decibels with this thing all the way up to the top. Now that doesn't mean that necessarily it's going to be a lot quieter because RMS wise, when you're talking about a guitar that has like crazy cranked, the peak to peak of a guitar, especially like, it's an EMG or something in it, it can actually be pretty ridiculously high. And but the RMS is not all that high. Let's just listen to this real quick. Is the level difference that we're hearing? Let's look at a peak real quick. Because let's say we're not weighting this. Okay. So let's look at our peak here. Minus 20. You see that? I don't know if you can see this on the meter. Trying to think if I have a some sort of plugin where you can actually see this meter. Yeah, let me try Recomp. Maybe we can see it on there. Okay, so oh, you actually don't see them. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see this, but it's saying minus 18 here. That's with the Tubescreamer off. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on, and it's going down to minus 20. So even though the LUFS went down insanely, and the perceived volume actually went down by a whole lot, the actual peak only went down 2 dB. And so you can kind of see that. Let's look at the frequency response. So it's sitting around like minus 54, let's say. So I'm going to turn it off. Notice that the volume hasn't really changed that much, right? The actual, it's still sitting around minus 54, maybe a little bit more, but it hasn't really jumped that hard. It's the perceived volume. Let me play it again. But sounds a lot quieter to your ear with it on. That's just really, it's taking out all that treble and stuff. So it's not losing that much, but at level 10, you would think it would actually gain something. I would think. So let's look at pillars. So here we are looking at pillars, which is, I don't know, plume distortion or something like that. I'm not really sure what this thing is. So I'm going to set this all to the middle. Turn it on. Okay. Now this guy at minus 5, this dropped a lot. This dropped about the same as Tubescreamer, maybe a little bit less, but it dropped a lot, okay? And here you see the frequency response. I think it might have more of a high pass filter type action than the 808. Let's see what the tone control does. Very peaky. Hey, remember we were sitting at minus 54 with the Tubescreamer? Look at that. That is way lower. Okay. That's level 2 though. Sorry, let me go to level 5. Okay, let me start this over. Sorry. Let's see what we got here. Okay, sorry. So I had this all wrong. I'm terribly sorry. Turning this on actually gives us a little bit of a boost. Tone control. Like this could be a high shelf with a low pass filter, or it could be a bell. But yeah, we're gaining. And so if I go to level 10, let's see. we're gaining quite a bit. So the lowest frequency with the tone in the middle is actually where Unity was. So this has actually gained quite a bit. Yeah, and it's gained like 12 decibels, 11 decibels to the peak. So this actually boosts the signal by a lot. Let's see what the gain control does. Lowers the output a bit, or can. Oh, interesting. As the gain goes up, the high frequencies go down. Do you see that? It's like the EQ is sweeping backwards. Let's listen to it. Here's a boost around 1K. Okay, now what I'm not really sure about, what do these different modes do? So this is mode 1. Mode 2. Wow, mode 2 boosted the crap out of it. Mode 2 just annihilated into the stratosphere. Now this has made it so much louder. Wow, mode 2 is a crank. Mode 3. Back down now. Look at this. There is a screaming low frequency boost going on here in mode 3. I don't know what this thing does. Mode 2. Yeah, mode 2 has that too. You know, if you're trying to use this thing as a high pass, man, you're going to be bumming because that is scary. See if that's there. Not there in mode 1, but wow, mode 2, mode 3. That's an interesting finding and probably not something you want to see. Pretty sure your impulse response or whatever is going to have a filter to get rid of that, but man, that's a lot of mud coming through here. So we see somebody's giving me a setting that they like. Saying the tone control is more like a tilt EQ, higher leans toward upper frequencies, lower the opposite. That's not true. So he's saying he leaves it in mode 2, gain at like 0.5. Look, that boost goes away. Okay, gain at 0.5, tone 4 to 5, level 4 to 5. Okay, so at this, he's saying higher tone towards the higher frequencies. Oh, 1 second, FedEx here. FedEx. Maybe we'll talk about this in a bit. I tried one of those Phoenix Pro in-ear monitor things. I really liked the mono one. It worked great. But stereo one, I just could not get a good signal anywhere. So I just ordered the Galaxy Audio one. Maybe we'll unbox that. But anyway, so I'm looking at the tone control. Man, this thing boosts the crap out of the signal. And yeah, level 2 is really a huge boost. 10 decibels? More. It's like 12, 13 decibels of boost. But so the tone control, let's see. Oh yeah, no, sorry, he's right. The tone control, but it does add some highs. Um, gain. The gain is what's dropping the treble. Does it do it on the setting too? Bit. But I'll give this a try when I get a chance later on. I'm gonna plug in the Helix and do some stuff. But right now, let's unbox this sucker. Set this up. See what we got. Wireless RF and this stuff. So I bought one of those USB dongle things to help figure out what wireless bands are clear. I think I'm working tonight at a nightclub and I'll be trying this out. And hopefully Amazon gives me my money back from my other one because it just did not work for me at all. So this is the Galaxy. I don't know why these things are so expensive, man. This one's not bad. It's like $300. I mean, it's still a lot of money. The other ones were insane. Okay, so I'm keeping the packaging this time because I don't know if this stuff is going to work or not. Um, this one doesn't come with the cool case like the Phoenix one does, but I'd rather it work come with the cool case. Well, stuff. And I'll be keeping this for a while. And about the same size as the Phoenix one. Hopefully it works better. It might have just been the frequency range that I bought was not the right one to use for this. I don't know how this works. See if we can figure this guy out. Galaxy Audio. Oh, I think they sent me the wrong one. 15 to 524. No, that's right. Not the one I wanted. Yeah, I was using that Sure Finder for your zip code. It tells you what wireless frequencies are better for you at those locations. And it seemed like the 518 to 542. Is that right? Hold on. Let me get this right. Oh man, I don't know. Come on. Tell me what I had. the N that I ordered. Yeah, see, that says N. Those T. Yeah, no, 518 to 542. No, that's right. Okay, so that's what I wanted. Oh yeah, there it is. It says N on the bottom. Okay, so let's see if there's a manual for this thing. Love it if it's scanned like my sure does, but that's okay. Yeah, I forgot I was getting this today. I go throw this in my tech bag alongside my USB drives and stuff. Okay, so turn this on. Okay, see channel 1, group 1. So if I press this button, okay, I can set channels. So let's see if we can figure out how to change settings on this thing. Man, this feels so much like the Phoenix one, honestly. It's almost like the same company made them both, put different names on them. I just hope this works better because, man, that was a bummer. The bands that this is in seem to be much more likely to work. How do you turn this on? So click on, oh, I like that. It's like my mono one. Okay, so it's already set. So if I want to change, hmm, set up transmitter, unlock, press and hold setting button until the lock button goes away. Select a group or a channel. Okay, so I'm going to try channel 2. Okay. Receiver. Pressing and holding the settings button. Okay, that's unlocked. Okay, how do I lock it back on again? The group or channel to match the transmitter. Oh, so you don't. The other one you hold the eye infrared and then it'll find it. But so now I know that this is channel 2. Channel 2. Okay. Now it says that I'm I'm getting it. Let me see if it automatically locks when the screen goes dim. Oh, yeah, okay, so the locks back on here. Okay, so that seems simple enough. I don't think I'm gonna bring the RF Explorer thing tonight. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I'm gonna put this back in channel 1. See each other. Since it's in stereo. I don't see any audio, but then again, I'm not sending any audio to it. I could test that. Probably not gonna right now. I'll test this tonight at the gig. All right. turn this off. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go set this all up. I think that's as much as I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play around on my actual Helix with the Panama red and try this pillar